Okay, I'm going to zigzag again along that seam. Let me check my machine real quick, and I actually already have my stitch selection at zigzag, so it's just going to do my zigzag for me while I check. And you can check, you really should check, in fact, in every stitch that you're going to use, because you know, sometimes things get bumped and our stitches are kind of funky, or they don't like this material, and we can make some adjustments to them before we actually start sewing. So I am going to come back here. I'm going to line up with the blue tape again. Remember, I'm stitching over the top of this. One of the other things that you can do is there's a little mark in the middle of this foot. You can use that as your guide to help you. So there are lots of things that you can do to make sure that you get this zigzagging in the correct spot. So I'm going to put my needle down, hang on to my thread so I don't get a thread blob. Oh, trying to get away from me. And remember, I don't have to backstitch on my zigzagging, and I'm going to go. There we go. If you notice, something else that I do is once my hand starts getting past the where my needle is, I stop and I move it back. And that's because when my hand is up here, I'm not controlling anything. I really need to have it back in front of the needle in order for it to do its job. When I zigzag, I'm going to come up to where we stopped stitching before. And remember, I don't really have to back stitch there. I'm just going to stop, needle up, press your foot up, clip my threads. I'm going to move on to the top. Remember, we have to do this in both places. And again, I'm going to start at the second line of stitching where where the back stitching is. Drop our needle down, hold on to your threads, and we're going to just stitch this up to the top. Needle up, press your foot up, pull off to the left. And get those threads nice and cut short. There's a long one. I'm going to grab my snips real quick. And then we're going to trim this again, but we have to be careful about the way that we trim this. And I'm going to show you that in the next step.